How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a new video. We got all the details for the new event starting tomorrow. By the time you're watching this video, it's a gacha event, as we already covered, and we also have the new calendar for the month of August. So brace yourselves as we're getting into the video. Let's go. So here it is, everybody. This is the calendar for August. As you can see, the event is starting somewhere between Friday and Saturday, which basically means Friday. It's kind of in the middle. I guess that kind of makes sense. Anyways, it's going to be the Origami Castle event, and in a moment we'll be checking out all the details about it, all the rewards, the usual theme of it, as well, of course, everything that is in store for it. This time around there is the limited packs reset, which I don't know, I don't think it's ever been put here in the calendar before, but it's just pay to win stuff. And we also have the fortune cat, right? So this time around is when they want you to be spending big, because you do have the rebate events, which mean you get more value for putting money into the game and buying diamonds. That is literally the TLDR of what this is really all about, right? So besides that, we'll check out the new event in a moment. Then we'll be having a mini event, which is not specified what's going to be, although I think we did check it out. Yeah, I think we checked it out on the previous video about the update, so we'll go back and check out what this one was in a moment. We'll have a new update on the 13th of August, as well as one at the end of the month on the 27th, and two more server merges are expected to be happening on the 11th of August, as well as on the 25th, and then by the time, well, like 2 weeks after next Friday, so yeah, as per usual, every 2 weeks there will be another gacha event. This time around it's going to be a summer fireworks theme event, so that's kind of interesting, with another cumulative, or rather consecutive recharge rebate, so it's a different one. Yeah, I don't really know about these pay to win events. I don't really put that much money into the game anyways. And then we finally close off the month of August with another Starlight Award, as per usual, another gacha event where you can buy yourself into whatever back attachments, mounts, or artifacts from previous events you might have missed out on, right? So let's check out the event that's starting tomorrow. And by the way, the mini event game that the mini game that I was talking about that's starting on the 9th of August is the Candy Crush. Yeah, I forgot about it. It's the Candy Crush, which is coming back for basically a week, right? So that is that. Freeze! Download Legend of Mushroom through Aptoide right now and enjoy bonuses of up to 35%. As you accumulate these bonuses, you'll be able to use them to buy things for you instead of actually using your real money like we are showing right here. All you need to do is go to Google and search for Apptoid, and click on the first link that appears and download it. As you download Apptoid, it will install in your device. Once it is installed, go ahead and search for it in your device, and then within it, go ahead and search for Legend of Mushroom. Go ahead and click on Legend of Mushroom within Apptoid and download it and install it in your device. Then head on over to Google Play and search for Appcoins wallet and download it and open it up. Here in the Apptoid wallet, you will be able to see your current balance, as well as input my promo code Midway1, which will get you an extra 5% bonus whenever buying anything in Legend of Mushroom. There is a guide down in the description, and the code is also down here on the screen as well as in the description, so go ahead and get it now and start earning more value for your money. So let's go ahead and start checking out the actual gacha event, which is starting tomorrow, basically, right? So we talked about it. It's called Origami something. Anyways, let's get into it, right? So we have all the pictures over here, which is what we are interested in. Besides that, we're pretty much going to be expecting the usual stuff. So this is going to be the login screen for the event, and then we're going to be having the main screen for it as you get into the game, or rather into the events panel. So you have, of course, all your little icons here to buying stuff, and then you'll be finding most likely the Kingdom Treasure is going to be the gacha, right? So this is going to be the battle pass, as per usual. You have one of these, and this time around we're going to be getting this little corgi, and that corgi is the following pod, the Puppy Fervor, which increases all shields effects by 20%. So a very defensive pal. If you're interested in getting it, it's going to be the perfect time to go ahead and buy yourself into this one battle pass for this gacha event. This is going to be the actual gacha, so we'll be seeing what these rewards are going to be in a moment. We have a mount over here, looks like a peacock, and then we have something that looks like an artifact, something like a book with a castle coming out of it. So I'm thinking mages right off the bat. We'll see more about it in a second. We do also have something like that again over here. I don't know if it's like a double chance. I don't even know what this is, let's be honest. And there's also a costume back here, which makes you look like a princess. Okay, we'll see that in a moment. Here I have the packages you can buy yourself. Just pay to win stuff, of course. And I moved out of there. There we go. And this is the PT Timer shop, where you are going to be able to buy yourself whatever you want if you do roll enough times and you do not manage to get yourself the rewards you were looking for, right? So as per usual. And then we do have the Star Catcher, which we'll read in a moment what this is going to be like, but it's a minigame which will, of course, as per usual, of course, give you extra resources to put into the gacha itself. Excuse that. And this is basically what it's going to be. Oh, we've had this one many times before. Connect the pipes and just get yourself to the goal. And that is basically it. There is no movement limit or stuff like that. So it's just a minigame, which is kind of nice. We do have this Pegasus Blessing thing. It came back around. We had one of these a couple gachas back. It's just better value for a bunch of these resources. As per usual, I would be buying the Lucky Gift back over here. I think this just gives you some more rolls on the gacha for a very decent price, so it's not a bad thing. And then, that is pretty much going to be the entirety of the gacha event. We already know what the minigame is going to be about, and basically everything else is nothing special. It's like literally the same thing as per always. So, let's move on to over here what the actual rewards are going to be like, right? So we do have the artifact, which looks quite cool, not gonna lie. It's like a big staff or whatever this is, together with a massive book, which again, it's screaming, it's really giving mage, in my opinion. So you have this guy who looks like a royal dude. The origami theme, I'm not really getting the feel for the origami theme. I guess the cloak kind of gives a little bit of origami. It looks like paper which is being folded around, and same happens for the dress. It looks like a little bit of paper folded into different kind of shapes. The crane or the peacock, whatever this is, of course does give me a little bit of origami now that I look at it. Otherwise it looks pretty damn cool, not gonna lie. And this is just like the previews from in-game, right? So let's move ahead and look at what this is actually going to be doing, right? So first of all, the artifact is called Universe Encyclopedia, or however you pronounce that. Anyways, after the battle starts, unlock Tranquil World. Switch between Tranquil World and Turbulent World every 15 seconds. So, the Tranquil World, it's gonna be reducing all enemies' attack by 16%. So, very defensive. For 15 seconds, the enemy is gonna be doing 16% less damage. Okay, and Turbulent World is going to be increasing your own attack by 16%, also dealing 1,500 skill AoE damage, 300% current combo damage which can crit, 300% current counter-strike damage which can also crit, as well as 3% of the target's max HP damage, basically, okay, max HP, to enemies every 5 seconds. So I'm assuming, did you do anything else besides just reducing the enemy's attack during the Tranquil World phase? Because otherwise that is pretty bad. Then for every 18% max HP loss, cleanses and ignore control effects for 1 second. So you're gonna be basically immune to crowd control if you're getting bursted down, since it's gonna be like 1 second of immunity every whatever. That's not that much HP anyways, right? So you're gonna be triggering quite some times. And then obtain a shield equal to 8% max HP lasting for 5 seconds. Every time you're gonna be losing 18% max HP, you're going to be getting a shield equal to 8% max HP for 5 seconds. That is pretty good, honestly. You're going to be triggering this like 5 times per fight, something like that. So that's like 40% max HP shield guaranteed. And then after the shield expires, increases your attack by 4% until the battle ends at max stacks being 6. So if you're healing back up a lot, you're going to be max triggering it only 5 times, or rather 6. So that is like 24% increase attack, which you can stack up. On top of that, 16% just from the Turbulent World with all the other effects. That is pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like kind of worried about this Tranquil World phase, which I guess is like only reducing enemies' attack. I guess you only actually go into the offense mode, which is really the interesting thing about it, once you do go into the Turbulent World, right? So it's like, you're doing pretty much nothing. Of course, you do have the advantages of the defensiveness. I'm not really understanding the whole thing, right? I don't know if like the defensive aspects of this artifact are active all the time, if the offensive aspects of the artifact are only active during the offensive time, or what is the deal. But anyways, it does look interesting. I don't know, maybe it's actually probably gonna be quite a good one, not gonna lie. Anyways, let's move on to the mount. For every 18% max HP loss, again, purify and ignore control effects for 1 second. So you're double dipping into the same effect. I don't know if you would want both the artifact and the mount at the same time. And then also, obtain a shield equal to 8% max HP for 5 seconds, and whenever this shield expires, increase your attack by 4%. I think they've messed it up. Either this is not the description for the mount, or the mount, yeah, for sure. Or either this is not supposed to be here, or this is not the description for the mount. So yeah, I'm not really too sure. This is literally the same thing that is like written over here. So I'm really thinking that they have messed up something. Not too sure which of the effects is going to be applying to what at this point, right? So that's pretty bad. I cannot really give my opinion in that case. But in any case, I'm really thinking more like this sounds like the mount's effect, because on its own, this is already pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's busted, because it's really just defensiveness, besides the attack increase, which is alright. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Anyways, the costume, which is of course either this one or this one if you're a boy or a girl, you're gonna be getting global defense increased by 1%. And that is basically all there is in this event, guys. At least we know now what's gonna be happening during the month of August. This one is not a very good artifact, so I'm gonna be selling that. In any case, hope you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, check out Apptoide if you're gonna be buying anything in this gacha event starting tomorrow, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, see you everybody, enjoy the weekend.